What's up, Defy Nation and Highway for Health followers? This is Danielle. This is day number 10. Started off in Oklahoma City. Very cold, chilly morning, and some of the pictures that I'm going to put up on Facebook, you're going to see that I have full cold gear on while riding this morning. Ended up in a place called Elk City, Oklahoma. Altogether, total miles 109.32. Several takeaways from today. One, when I left Oklahoma City, the guys were like, yeah, it's flat to the west, it's fine. Well, the interstate is absolutely flat to the west. Historic Route 66, not so flat. So the very plentiful, steep hills of Oklahoma continue today. Again, I cannot even give you a number of how many that I climbed. Very strong headwind. At the very least, our headwinds today were around 18 miles an hour. I honestly have no idea how much they climbed up to, but they were strong. It made the day pretty miserable, to be honest with you. It was hard fought. 12 hours on the bike, fighting for every crank that you went around. Not every half crank, but definitely every crank that we went around. You know, some takeaways for today. The roads are definitely starting to play a role. Roads have significantly declined since leaving Oklahoma City. What do I mean by that? I mean potholes, extremely large cracks, not just hairline cracks, but cracks where your tire goes down and pops back up again. Just rough patches of oil and chip, and that's if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, then you have this graded type of surface. I'm not even sure what it is. A lot of discomfort on the joints, total rattling of the body for the very large majority of the day. Just a and you know, the thing is when you come down the hills, what you're thinking is, let me get some momentum so I can go back up the other side of the hill. And the winds today, between the crosswinds and the headwinds, I couldn't get enough speed to go down the hill to give me any type of advantage going back up the other side, because you would lose control of the bike. Being in the aero bars was something that I did very sparingly today, simply because I had to keep control of the bike. Roads, I hope, are not going to play as big of a role as what some people have said. I know that the road conditions from Oklahoma City on just get worse. And so I hope that today maybe might just be a fluke, and maybe, you know, this was just kind of a rough patch. I don't know. We'll see. I know that I'm going to actually buy a mouth guard because some of the road conditions literally jar your head, and you bite down on your tongue. You bite down on it. It's just. It's uncomfortable. As a matter of fact, we had our first needed bike repair today, and that was basically the spring and the aero bars from going over some of these so violently. The spring actually broke in the aero bars. Now, and that was for me having my weight on the top and going over bumps, and this would be the smaller bumps. These are not the larger bumps or the potholes or the very large cracks. This is the smaller, and the actual vibration and the force of hitting those broke the metal spring. And so that's something that we're going to have to get attention to as soon as we can find a bike shop and buy a new pair of aero bars, or maybe we can just buy the spring. I'm not really sure at this point. As far as how I'm feeling, both knees are very agitated. The left knee gave me a pretty significant amount of pain all day today. It started from the get-go, and it just would not let up. The shoulder brought me down off the bike more times than I care to admit. Very sharp stabbing pain. Getting a lot of heat blisters. Definitely have windburn on my face. Starting to get windburn on my arms as well too. Heat blisters from being in the saddle along the upper part of my legs, starting to become extremely uncomfortable, and that's just kind of part of the deal when you do a ride like this. Your skin isn't getting air; it's constantly pressed up against the pad. It constantly has pressure on it in certain areas, and you know, it is what it is. Trying to change out my bottoms is going to be something that I do more often, but we'll just see how it all goes. Amarillo right now, according to the interstates, which we know that Route 66 adds on 3 miles here, 5 miles here, 10 miles here to the interstate. But going via the interstate, we're about 150 miles. I would love to make it there tomorrow. I am just going to say that is a lot of miles. I'm still somewhat recovering from yesterday. I'm actually thinking of what a rest day looks like at this point. We're going to see. I'm going to do my very, very best, and we're going to see what the winds do, and you know, what the road conditions are like. And now it's really coming down to the road conditions. Hopefully the hills, I hope, will dissipate the closer that we get to Texas, but we'll just see how that all works out. And you know, and I want to tell you guys too, I appreciate all of the Facebook messages, and you know, like tonight I took a second and I ran through and I posted a bunch of pictures and I answered a bunch of posts. Just know that when I put these videos up, I know that at some point I'm gonna have a chance to read them, and it is very comforting to know that when I do look, I know that there's going to be supportive things that are there. And so I thank you guys for that, and I'm sorry I don't respond in a timely manner, but my plate's just a little bit full right now. One of the really cool things that I learned in the past day, that I did not know, and it was actually from a reporter in Oklahoma City, was that I am actually pacing faster than any athlete has ever paced on this particular route in history. And so the question comes up, can you keep this up? I don't know. I simply don't know. I don't know what tomorrow brings. I'm going to take it. I'm going to attack it. What I can tell you is I am a woman on fire right now, and I am a woman that is determined and hell-bent to do the very best that I can. And if any of you know me, when I feel like that, it's pretty unstoppable. And so until tomorrow, guys, because I am freezing outside in Oklahoma. It is so cold. I can't even tell you how cold it is. Until tomorrow, guys, motivated, dedicated, and highly recommended. Bye-bye.